Welcome to the unexciting adventures of Waaseyaa in the beginning. Okay, so we left off with, we have our app stood up. We use Codex to scrape a story from the internet. Story one, create an entity out of it in Waaseyaa, which is now being displayed to us as HTML. Unstyled HTML, which is fine for now. We got our markdown, all served from the same URL, and there's proof back in here that, well, that's proof of the bug, but up here somewhere, no, this was the failed run, sorry. Up here, we can see the agent MCP responses to the same content over here. Right there. That's it. That's it in all its glory. All right, on to the next prompt. Actually, the last failed run was trying to get the admin SPA to, well, get it up and running and then edit the story entity that we had created. Well, not the entity, the actual content piece. Because we created an entity and then we created some content. What was next? Oh yeah, here we're going to copy and paste this now. Rerun the admin SPA demo. That's the one that failed previously. That was on alpha 222, but now we're on alpha 223. And, well, let's see what happens. I had also noticed during that failed run that because we use server-side events, when you access the admin SPA, it keeps a connection open at the /API/broadcast endpoint, I believe it is. So it keeps the connection open, and if you start the server, the dev server up with, like, say, PHP-S, you only get one worker. And on Windows, it seems it wasn't picking up the end environment variable that would have it start more processes. It's annoyingly automatically compacting context down here. I was hoping to get through this little spiel and it'd be done. But where was I? So yes, because of the using SSE and needing one constant connection open to the browser, it will then not be able to serve any regular requests to any other requests at all, because the single PHP process is, well, as it says right here, deadlocks. It deadlocks. So I've been working in WSL2 up until now, which is a Linux VM, so I didn't have problems with the environment variable, but I was using FrankenPHP, which I'm hoping it will now install and use in Windows itself here, because we are now just in Windows itself, not in WSL2. And yeah, through doing this little short series of videos of all these fails and, you know, exciting building in public, I've been running into heck of issues with the, well, just running in Windows, but it's intended. This has to be done. I'm gonna have to sit here and make sure Waaseyaa, you know, boots cleanly and works as it should in Windows. So may as well do it now. I finally got past the context compacting. It's now going to use the, well, I'm behind, so it used the browser control skill to verify the admin SPA. The prompt over here tells it to narrate what it's doing, so I could kind of just read it to you, so I'll just do that. I'm updating Waaseyaa now, so the admin access fix from 223 is actually in this app. So it's running Composer Update. And you're not missing out by not seeing the terminal output or whatever you want to call it. It's very non-exciting, but if that's your thing and if you're attached to watching copious amounts of text fly by, then by all means. Composer did not move the pin package, so I'm raising the framework requirement directly to 223. 223 is indeed released. Well, I shouldn't say that. At least it notified, notified Discord that it was. Failed to open stream, permission denied. The update reached 223, but Windows blocked replacing the CLI launcher, so I'm clearing the old running process and finishing the install. I'm stopping the old PHP servers because one of them is still holding the command line tool open. I'm finishing the dependency. I like how it uses finishes a lot, but it doesn't know if it's going to be able to finish. I'm finishing the dependency install, so the checked out code and the command line tool agree on alpha 223. By all means. I was just going to click on that, but it finished. I'm checking the installed framework version before touching content, so the demo is tied to the ship fix. I'm refreshing Waaseya's package manifest, so the app boots with the updated admin code and local story type. In dev mode, the package manifest will be auto regenerated. I guess it doesn't know that, or it's just being very careful and safe. I'm not sure. I'm listing the story records now so I can add only the missing draft or published entity. I'm adding a draft story through the normal field and file command so the admin list can prove drafts are manageable. So we should end up with the original story that's in there, which is published, and the draft it just now created somewhere here. Here it is. See, created story entity with ID 2. I'm not sure what it actually used. This short story, you can see part of the output here. I mean, part of the command, not the output. I'm confirming the demo admin account carries the needed permission instead of relying on a hidden shortcut. I'm stamping the demo admin as administrator, so real permission checks can pass during the SPA session. I'm checking for FrankenPHP because the admin SPA keeps a live connection open while it works. FrankenPHP is not installed, so I'm using its official Windows installer to add the required runtime. IRM something. I'm not super big on PowerShell myself, but I'm guessing IEX is how you would install something. If you like FrankenPHP, give it a star. I will FrankenPHP. I'm adding the installed FrankenPHP binary to this session so I can serve the app without restarting anything. I'm checking the FrankenPHP serve command. I'm starting the app with FrankenPHP so the admin page and its live update stream can run at the same time. I'm checking the new server logs because the first startup check returned no visible response. FrankenPHP is running, but its bundled PHP cannot open SQLite yet, so I'm enabling the SQLite extension it needs. I'm creating a small FrankenPHP configuration, so its bundled PHP loads PDO SQLite. I'm checking the FrankenPHP command format because its CLI mode treated the module check as a script name. I'm reading the command help I'm restarting the FrankenPHP. It's tripping, but at least once FrankenPHP is installed, it's installed. And configured. I'm checking the restarted server directly so I can stop if FrankenPHP is still misconfigured. I'm testing the admin API while an SSE stream is open because that is the deadlock the PHP built-in server hit. Background processes. Thinking, it says. Thinking. I'm connecting to the in-app browser now so I can dry run the admin SPA before we put it on screen. The browser connection was already partly loaded, so I'm reconnecting with fresh names and reading its instructions before I drive it. I'm opening the admin SPA in the background first, so we only reveal it after the story list. Yeah, I haven't used Codex enough, but I assume there's a connector. Maybe that's wishful thinking, like how if we were using Claude, it would open. I could have it open Edge. We can also have it open Playwright, like, or Chrome, whatever. But what I'm getting at is it'd be nice if we saw it doing something in the browser ourselves here. Actually, if I hit back, all right, so I had this URL admin surface story open from the failed run last time, or for one of the previous runs, and there was a bug. It did not have the entity right here like it does now, so this is a good sign for us. The hidden browser timed out while opening the edit URL, so I'm checking the exact server response before I decide whether this is the stop condition. The server returned 200 for the edit URL, so I'm checking whether the hidden browser actually landed there after the automation timeout. Let's see what happens if we just go to admin. We should get into the backend. There's the admin SPA. It didn't, when you're in dev mode, it'll just bypass the login. So otherwise we would have been kicked to a login screen. So far, so good with that. Let's check the content. I don't see any content. The content type, none. So it's not a, or it's loading. That's not good. No items found. Story. This is the machine name. Should be the label, just like this. Bugs, bugs, bugs. All right, so we have some action. Whoa, it disappeared on us. It was, I'm trying to catch up with what is going on here now. I'm opening a story edit screen in the background to make sure blah, 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 blah. I lost it. The server returned 200 for the editor. The browser automation session reset while inspecting the edit screen, so I'm doing one fresh retry. I think that's what happened to me over here. I hit a reused variable name in the browser session, so I'm repeating. Oh, look at this. There, we can watch it in this guy. I didn't even know that existed in Codex. I use it so much. So, what's it saying? As you can see here, this is the draft it created earlier. Otherwise it would, oh no, sorry. I thought that we were looking at two records. Here's the draft. Clearly marked. But here's the check mark. I thought this was one up here and one down here. But anyway, I don't want to touch anything whilst it works. The admin list did load. Stopped as requested. The admin list did load and showed both stories, including the draft. FrankenPHP is running. Waaseyaa is on 223, and the backend admin surface is no longer returning 403. Get this whole big thing, HTTP 200, which is good. But during the visible take, the browser hung navigating from the story list to the edit screen. Timed out running CDP page navigate for tab 3. The same edit URL response from the server, 200, length 1026, and the entity read endpoint responds successfully with the story data, including the previously saved hidden dry run title. FrankenPHP was installed using the official Windows installer from the FrankenPHP, blah, 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 blah. So why'd you stop? What was our, I don't even remember what our stop conditions were. One of those triggered the stop. It all sounded like it was okay. Was there, oh, this one, I guess, timed out. So during the visible take, the browser hung navigating from the story list to the edit screen. So this is the problem. Story list. This is the story list to the edit screen. Yes, I see. So edit doesn't work from the list screen. Anything else? Give me a report of this session, this new session, this latest run. Let's say that. All right, well, I guess that's about it. What I'm going to do is what I've been doing, and that is while investigating these issues and then coming back and trying again. So without further ado, I bid you adieu.